awesome. And it's slightly distorted. It's very heavy. The bass, it's a third voice in the or fourth or whatever. It's a voice on its own in the song. Is that what is that? Is that the production? Is that the post processing? Is that the bass itself? How do you get that? It's very Geddy Lee-esque.
Well, the bass that I use, my bass that I use, it's the Geddy Lee jazz bass, Fender bass. So that probably has a part of it to get the sound. Tube head, Ampeg into just a 410 cab. It's not loud when I record. Just use a good condenser microphone and kind of close to the speaker. And it's not loud, but yet there's just a little bit of drive, front end drive coming into it. I've got an Ashley preamp, so I preamp into the head, and there's just a little bit of drive, and it breaks up. You got to have a little bit of breakup in there. I always thought, boy, you want that clean,
smooth,
sound, but if you go for that super clean sound, there's no character to it. You got to have a little bit of dirt in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it comes through, and that's something that I've been chasing ever since I started recording. I'm like, how do these guys get this sound, Yeah,
I record my bass direct. I got to do something about it. I don't know what, but do you have any suggestions? Just putting a little distortion on it afterwards, or what?
Do you have any amplifiers?
No. Well, I got rid of them all. I'm using pods all day. I mean, it's
because I've got a pod as well, and I use that quite. Sometimes I'll front end with the pod into the amp. One thing that works, and I've done this before, and I've done it with other instruments like keyboards. You record direct. You've got a direct signal. Send it back out of your whatever you're recording on, and send that out into an amplifier, mic it,
all right,
set up another track, and reamp.
Yeah.
And when you reamp, you can sit there, and then the performance is done. You don't have to worry about it. And then you can sit there and hone in on the EQ, and you can hone in if you want a little bit of dirt in there, and that works really well.
I haven't tried that. Maybe mostly because I'm too lazy. But
what format do you record on?
I just mean what software, what rig? Just through an audio interface into the computer.
Yeah. Okay. So if you just took an output, took an output for just that track, sent it into your amp, and then had another put a mic on it, and then have another track ready to go, input, you might find that you can hone in a little bit better on the sound.
Thanks. No, I'm going to try that because the sound you got is to be envied for sure.
Well, like I say, it's taken me a lifetime to arrive at that.
I know. You should write up the recipe and post it online. I'm sure people would appreciate it. And you can send it to me. I'll take credit. We'll put it on my website. When we called last week, we had to postpone because you had a close friend die. I don't want to get into that, but was that someone in the music community?
Yeah.
Guy you played with?
Well, he had played with us in various things over the years. He was in the first incarnation of our first Rush tribute band going back about 15 years. I've known him for well over 15 years, and he was a musician. He was a keyboard player.
What was his name?
His name is Dave Wetra, and he's a local guy, and my neighbor who knows Peter, she used to date David, and that's how she introduced him to all of us. And he was a musician, and he saw what we were doing. He was just like, wow, this is great. Can I get in on this? And we were like, yeah, man, of course. And he was a super, super great guy and a dear friend. And I'm still, it's been a week that he's been gone, and it's been one of the toughest weeks of my life.
Right. Took his own life, correct? Yes,
he did.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I wish you luck in dealing with it.
It's hurt a lot of people in this community because he was very loved by everybody because he was a super good guy. He was one of these guys that he went out of his way to make sure that, you know, that you liked him. Not that he tried too hard. That was just in his nature. He wanted people to like him, and everybody did. And, you know, nobody can say anything negative about the guy. He was a super good guy, and he was battling some things, and he wouldn't let anybody in on that, and he was trying to deal with it himself. And you know, if he had just reached out to any of us and said, "I need some help," we would have been there for him. And it's just been really tough.
Oh. Your last album has got some attention and success. So, what shape has that taken? Touring, sales, fans, what?
Well, the 10T Records have been great. They, you know, I got a hold of them probably about a year and a half ago because I did it independently, and I figured, well, you know, I'll shop it around like I did the Rush tribute thing, and you know, like Eclipse Records, they took that. But with the Elf Project thing, they grabbed onto it, and they called me, and they were just like, wow, you know, we want to work with you. And they've been really great, and we've been able to make a little bit of money off of it, not a lot, but that's not even the reason why we do it. Mm-hmm. We do it because we feel that we have to, because we need to be creative.
Yeah.
And we just played a show last weekend, and we've got a show coming up on June. Let me look at the calendar here. June 17th at a club in Albany. We're opening up for a national band called Moraine. They're from Seattle, and they're a progressive band that is like a cross between King Crimson and Mahavishnu.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. And so we're pretty stoked on that, and we're taking some time now to, you know, we're taking some time away from all this stuff, but another week or so we got to get hustling to get our show back together, and we're looking to make a good impact down there.
Cool. That's excellent.
'Cause this area where we live, it's kind of weird with the progressive rock stuff. It's weird. Like I used to work over at this club in Troy called Revolution Hall, and the club is still there. A friend of mine was running it, and I used to do monitors there. And we had all sorts of bands in there, but I'll never forget, right around the time when we first opened, we had the Carl Palmer Band. And, of course, he was playing drums, and he had these two kids, you know, probably early 20s or whatever. And I guess they were from, I don't know, somewhere in Europe, but these kids were awesome. The one kid played bass, and the other kid played guitar, and he mimicked all of the keyboard stuff on the guitar, and it was like this heavy approach to ELP, right? There was like 50 people in there. You know, it's like, here you are watching this legend, you know, kick serious ass with this band, these young guys, and it's like a vortex. I don't know. It's weird.
So there's not a huge, it's not a huge area for prog.
Well, you know, Saratoga Performing Arts Center is right up the road. We're only a half hour from Saratoga. And you go up there, you know, Rush will play there this summer, and that place will be packed. There'll be, you know, 10, 12,000 people there.
Well, that's a destination for the whole upstate, right?
Right. You've got people coming in from the Adirondacks. You got people coming in from Western New York, over in your neck of the woods. You know, people flock to that place. Plus, it's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice there. But, you know, even, well, what was it? Yes played here. It was like 2 years ago. Wasn't on their last tour. It was a couple tours back, and they played the arena in downtown Albany, and there was like, I don't know, 1,100 people in this huge hockey arena.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Embarrassing.
Well, you know, I don't know. I think that some of it has to do with like these classic bands, like, you know, with Yes and Rush. It's like people that like that stuff, you know, if they grew up with it, hell, they're in their 50s now.
Yeah.
You know, so it might be tough for these people to justify to go out. You know, they got kids, they got jobs, you know, all this stuff. So, you know, it's tough to be like, oh, let's go relive our youth and go see this band. You know,
right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but.
Well, you know, either you live in the bucolic countryside and deal with it, or you up and leave somewhere else. So, seems like you're after the creativity and process more than the hopes of fame and fortune. So,
absolutely. Any of that stuff is a bonus. I mean, we've made a little bit of money. Nothing, you know. We're not taking nice trips anywhere with the money, you know. But just, you know, a little bit of money here and there to buy equipment and just keep the thing going. That's fine.
Cool. All right. So awesome. Well, good luck.
Thanks a lot, man. It's been nice talking with you.
Thanks for listening this week. Again, do check out Elf Project at their MySpace page, myspace.com/elfproject1. We close this week with another cut from the band's album Mirage. This song is called Lessons. Take care.
Through the fortress of life, and lessons are ladders you can climb to the heights.